All right, welcome, esteemed GATE completers, district leadership, and event sponsor. Good evening, and again, welcome to this momentous occasion. Today we gather to celebrate a significant milestone, the completion of your 3-year journey in the GATE program. When you embarked on this path, you embraced the challenge of transitioning into the noble profession of teaching, bringing with you diverse experiences and fresh perspectives. This journey required immense dedication, resilience, and deep commitment to fostering the minds of future generations. Over the past 3 years, you've navigated rigorous coursework, honed your teaching skills, and faced the dynamic challenges of the classroom. You have grown not only as educators, but also as mentors, leaders, and lifelong learners. Your perseverance and passion have not only equipped you with the necessary skills and knowledge, but have also ignited a spark in the lives of countless students. Today we celebrate your achievements and recognize the significant impact you will have on our schools and communities. Your dedication exemplifies the core values of our program: innovation, inclusivity, and excellence in education. We're honored to have district-level leadership here with us tonight: Dr. Burke Royster, Superintendent, principals, and Dr. David McDonald, Assistant Superintendent for Middle Schools, and Scott Reimer, Assistant Superintendent for High Schools, should be joining us, but maybe a little later. Your presence underscores the importance of this program and your commitment to supporting the growth and development of our educators. Thank you for your unwavering support and for joining us in celebrating these remarkable achievements. We also extend our heartfelt gratitude to our event sponsor, Sarah Bell of the Greenville Federal Credit Union. Your generosity has made this celebration possible and highlights the vital role that community partners play in the success of our educational initiatives. Thank you for your invaluable support. GATE Cohort 6 teachers, as you step into your roles as educators holding your full professional certification, remember that your journey does not end here. Continue to inspire, innovate, and advocate for the success of every student. The future of education is brighter because of your commitment and your willingness to embrace change. Congratulations to each and every one of you. We are incredibly proud of your accomplishments, and we are excited to see the positive influence you will bring to the world of education. Thank you. At this time, I would like to welcome Dr. Burke Royster, who is going to share a few words of congratulations to our GATE completers.
The comment made by the person that hired me was, well, if you got a 4-year degree, you ought to be able to teach 8th grade math. And my introduction to teaching was they took me down the hall and they opened the door to the room I would have and they handed me the key and said, the books, they pointed, the books, he didn't even go inside the room. The books are at the back in that cabinet. All right, that was it. It was my orientation to first-year teaching. On the other hand, I was very fortunate. There was a teacher in the building that helped me, supported me, showed an interest in me, made me feel a part of the school and the community. He had been teaching maybe 3 years, but was retired from the military and had been an ROTC instructor at the college level before that. So I ended up having this mentor that no one assigned to me, and that no one said, you need to go see about him and make sure he doesn't do this, and he does do this, because the other instruction they gave me when they showed me where the books were was keep them in the room, keep them busy, and keep them quiet. So, all right, but he looked out for me. So I realized the value, even in my circumstance where I'd had training to be a teacher, of having a person there that was experienced to help me understand the culture of the school, how you do this, what you do, what you don't do, and to lay all that out for them. And so I strongly believe, just based on that personal experience, the tremendous value of you having this person, and you probably have more than one, but you have one officially that's your mentor through this whole process to help you understand those things that you don't innately understand or that you are trained to do. And I also believe that's one of the reasons that there's such a high retention rate among people in this program. Because you've literally got somebody you can go to that's been where you are, is doing and has done what you're being asked to do, and they can help you with that. And I think that's one of the true values in this program. And I think if I were to ask each of you, while there might be other things that you would say as well, I think that would emerge as, that's really a reason that I've been, now I know you hadn't enjoyed every minute of every day, but that you've enjoyed this, but obviously you've enjoyed it enough to continue through the 3 years to get your certificate. All right, now as a cautionary note, you will not receive it next week, okay? It comes from the State Department. There's no telling when it will arrive. But as long as you've completed the program, that part doesn't really matter. But don't go start checking your mailbox next week. You'll be disappointed for probably 150, 180 days. It may or may not. Who knows? When do they now show up again?
They usually roll up in the summer.
That's very optimistic.
Yeah.
I would not have guessed that.
August.
So if you don't worry that somehow you didn't pass and Candace just didn't tell you that. It just takes them a while to issue that. That's just the nature of things, because they have all these people that are completing programs and people that didn't have a master's degree and got a master's degree. Didn't have plus 30, got plus 30. Added this, added that. So they process hundreds of thousands of certificates. But I trust and hope that you have had a great experience, that you will continue to do what you are doing, having the impact that you're having. And you may have heard that from a student already in the 3 years. If you have not, you will at some point hear from them that you made a difference in their life. And it will likely have nothing to do with whatever subject you undertook to teach them. It will have more to do with how you responded to them, something you asked them about, how you inquired about how things were going outside your classroom, how you treated them, how you engaged with them. It will likely have nothing to do with the fact that you taught them some formula, how to construct a sentence properly, or any of the other numerous things that teachers do throughout this district on a daily basis. It will have to do with some personal interaction, and it can often have to do with something that you would believe is terribly insignificant. And it somehow strikes a chord with them. And somewhere down the road, you will hear from some number of them about that, some of which you will not even remember that you did or see. But there's tremendous power in what you do and say every day that can positively impact a student, and actually not just that student, but that student's subsequent family. There's some things that you will do or say that'll be powerful enough, they will have a generational impact, though you only ever taught one member of the family, and it looped through multiple levels of the family. That could be making somebody believe who's had no experience with going beyond high school. Sometimes maybe not even anybody in their families finished high school. It could be something that profound, or it could just be some life lesson that you gave them that they then pass on to somebody else in their family. Something you said to them, they now say to their children. and their children may ultimately say it to their children. So what you do is extremely important, extremely valuable, and while you may not believe it, at the end of every day, you have made some difference in multiple people, even though you can't always see that.
So I started actually reflecting on stuff today about where we started and had to think all the way back to our summer of 2021 back at the MT Anderson building. And going in your first day, taking the lecture that we had with Dr. Moore and everyone else, and even Dr. Royster, who came in that first day to introduce us to this. And I couldn't help but remember me walking out of the building and thinking, what did I get myself into? Because teaching is a difficult job, and it takes a lot of personality, a lot of strength, a lot of courage just to be up in front of a class of 30 students and be able to teach a subject. And for me specifically, my very first semester, keep in mind I have a chemistry background, I was asked to teach earth science and physics. What in the world? But of course, managed through it, getting through everything, and it's been an incredible journey. And even to today, when I was reflecting on this, I just happened to be watching my high school's graduation. I work at JL Mann, and they had their graduation this morning. And it's the first group of students that I actually did see. I taught in their 10th grade year. They're actually walking across that stage, getting their diploma. And it's enlightening, and it's very heartwarming to see that you did make that difference in that student's life. Oh, and there's that student, and there's that student. There's little Johnny walking across the stage. Oh, they've done a lot to get to this point. And it's an amazing feeling to get to that point. And I'm proud of myself for being able to go through this program. It takes a lot of support, not just from the teachers that you have, but from your mentors, from Dr. Moore, from everybody who was in the support system. It was amazing, and I really do appreciate everything that they did because they knew the struggle. They knew that we were coming into a classroom not knowing what it truly meant to teach. But after that first year, second year, and finally the third year, hopefully now we have an understanding somewhat of what it means to teach. And we're not done. We still have years and years to go as long as we continue to do so. So it's been an incredible journey. I appreciate Greenville County for having such a program. It's awesome. It's very encouraging to see that so many people are participating in this, and it's only growing. So again, congratulations to everyone. Thank you for having me, Dr. Moore, and it's been a pleasure.
I agree with everything Ryan said. The lyrics to one of my favorite songs by Elton John read, "Don't you know I'm still standing, better than I ever did, looking like a true survivor, feeling like a little kid. I'm still standing after all this time." I'm sure that this song could serve as an anthem for many of us in our Gate 6 cohort. Greetings to all of you today. My name is Jocelyn Slaughter, and it's my pleasure to serve as the career education and keyboarding teacher at Riverside Middle School. As we celebrate our cohort's transition to our next level, you'll probably agree that we ran our race with patience, persistence, and perseverance. In spite of it all, we pressed on. Over a decade ago, I considered transitioning to teaching, but decided to choose a nonprofit path instead. So I circled back 3 years ago to the idea of teaching after having spent 20+ years across nonprofit and corporate leadership. I'm grateful that Gate had the business education option at the time when I was looking, and so I chose that path. I looked at the ability for the program to be delivered during work hours. That was important to me since I have a family, and also because of the coaching that was offered. So that was a draw as well. Just as it takes a village to raise a child, it takes a village to grow a teacher. So I'm thankful for my village. My family's a part of that village. I'm grateful for their patience as I try to squeeze in grading and planning while at home. So my husband's here. Thank you, Thomas, and family. My mentor, Senora Caldwell, our IC, Mrs. Falk, our admin team, and other helpful staff at my school have been a part of that village. Of course, Dr. Moore has been a part of that village. And also wanted to shout out my wonderful Gate coach who was a part of that village. Stacy Powell, she was amazing and very instrumental during those first few years. I often tell my students to remember to say positive affirmations like, I can do hard things. So I actually had to repeat this to myself on numerous occasions as well. So it took a lot to get to this completer ceremony, from the SLO to the PLT to the PASS T, thank you Patty Fox, wherever you are, and all of the other alphabet soup acronyms. I'm pleased that I was able to do this really hard yet fulfilling thing of teaching. And so when things were hard, I remembered my why for teaching, which is to build confident students. And this has helped me to stand firm. And just thinking of the impact too, I teach essential arts, so I get a new set of students each semester. So over these just 3 years, I've touched almost 800 students. So thank you for mentioning that impact that we can have. I'm a person of faith, and the lyrics to one of my favorite songs by Donnie McClurkin read, tell me, what do you do when you've given your all and it seems like you can't make it through? Well, you just stand. When there's nothing left to do, you just stand. Watch the Lord see you through. Yes, after all you've done, you just stand. So thank you, onward and upward. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
So 3 years ago, we all started this program together, all of us going into education for the first time. During our summer institute, they taught us all the basics, didn't sugarcoat anything. We all knew what we were getting into, but their guidance helped us navigate even the roughest days. Throughout the 3 years, there have been plenty of ups and downs, made a lot of memories. All of them have helped me learn and grow to become a better educator, better person. My favorite memory is the stock market simulation that I do every year. The students choose from a set list of stocks, and they are given $25,000 to invest in these stocks. They get super into it every year. There's usually some sort of big prize. This year, I decided to tell them that they could win a $50 Visa gift card, and they fully believed it. So they end up spending 3 or 4 days on the project. It gets super competitive. They're doing math to calculate, all of their gains or losses round to round, and they end up doing a total of 10 rounds. And as they get wrapped up in the competition, they have no time to prepare for the entire reason for the lesson, which is the stock market crash of 1929. So we get to the final day, and they all believe they have this chance of winning. They're like, oh, I have this amount of money, I have this amount of money. And I do the countdown, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I put the numbers up on the board for their gain or loss. Every single one says bankrupt. So all the students, they have their hands on their head. They're like, what? What happened? How could you do this? And they realize that all the money they had in their stocks were gone. And then, without fail, without missing a beat, students go, but wait, I have money in my bank account. And then I get to tell them that the banks didn't hold on to their money. So therefore, they have nothing and there is no winner. The students, they always have great reactions. It gives me that time to, allow them to experience history. And once they kind of have that realization, that stocks, they crashed, banks failed, we get to sit there and talk about how they felt. We get to talk about, what exactly was going through their minds. And I'm like, hey, that's on a small scale. It's how they felt in 1929. Now, some of the students will tell me every day after that, because that's usually near the end of the year, Mr. Johnson, I hate you. How could you do that to us? But that's one of those things that every year, I have kids that are leaving middle school this year that come back and they're like, I remember you did that to us and that wasn't cool, but I remember it and I know why we did it. So through all the memories that I've made, my gate coach has been there to guide me, and she's helped me with more than just lesson plans. She helped me with my overall confidence as an educator. When I was in college, I started a traditional education program, and throughout the program, I struggled. Eventually, that left me to leaving the program and getting a degree in history. Now, at the time, I thought that I needed to find a new career. But what ended up happening is I found out about the GATE program. And I thought, this was my chance to get back into the classroom. And so the mentors from these past few years, they have been exactly what I needed and have been there for me every step of the way. The frequent check-ins, assistance with lesson plans, the resources, everything that they have been able to help me with has been so helpful and has kind of helped me with, getting through the day-to-day of the lesson planning and the grading and all of that. I believe that all of us have greatly benefited from our GATE coaches, but we don't only have our GATE coaches. We have an entire cohort that joined with us. And those are people that we were able to communicate with, lean on, and learn from, and we were all going through the same thing, which made it a lot easier on a lot of us. That sense of community has helped us feel like we belong. GATE also, thankfully, gave us an extra year to prepare for ADEPT, which is quite the process. This made that process easier due to the catalog of lesson plans and resources that we had built up from the previous 2 years. It also helped us gain that experience of 2 full years of teaching before we had to go through that process. I believe this program helps guide those who are passionate about education into the role that they have wanted. To Dr. Moore, our GATE coaches, and everyone else that aids in the process of the GATE program, thank you so much for giving us an opportunity to become educators and do what we love every day.
At this time, I am going to ask Allison Hollingsworth to come up and assist. She will be reading the names of all the completers, even those that could not be with us tonight. And I will be handing out certificates in the center. I did want to make a quick distinction. This is not your teaching certificate. As Dr. Royster mentioned, that will come later directly from the State Department, but this is a certificate of completion for the GATE program specifically. And I'll also be giving you a little GATE pen.
All right. First, we've got Jamina Anderson, Sarah Ballantyne, Tika Bowens. Oops, give you a minute, sorry. Yeah, we got time. All right. Tika Bowens, Morgan Bryson, Stuart Bull, Amy Caldwell, John Childs, Kenneth Clark, Bennett Dean, Alexa Downey, Ryan Fowler, Shannon Hansen, Jacob Holbrook, EJ Hunt, Drew Johnson. AJ King. Sophie Christ. Townsend Lenahan, sorry. Kendall Lentz. Trey McCrae. Scott McPherson. Anna Mitchell. Ellie Nash. Christina Oropesa. Mindy Rock. Kimberly Roche. Monica Sanders. Catherine Sanders. Allison Sansom. Adam Schranz. Jocelyn Slaughter. Sean Sweet. And Alex Waldron.
At this time, I would love to call Sarah Bell up to leave us with some closing remarks. And while she's making her way up here, I did just want to give one more big thank you to you and to Greenville Federal Credit Union for all of your support this year. It has been a pleasure to work alongside you and helping celebrate our GATE teachers. So thank you.
Well, thank you guys for letting me join you this evening. My name is Sarah Bell, and I work at Greenville Federal Credit Union. And I was really excited to be able to come and celebrate with you guys and hear about all the amazing things that you've done with your time during the GATE program. And I think you guys have two superpowers. They're going to make you be amazing educators. The first one is, for many of you, this is a second act. And so you have decided to move into education because you've realized it's your true purpose and passion, and that conviction is really going to help you stay the course when days get difficult. The other thing is that many of you have industry experience, right? And so you're coming with the skill set from another business to be able to say, when you learn this, you are actually going to use it in the future because of this, right? And so when they say, I am never again in my life going to read a novel and think about it critically and dissect it, you're like, no, maybe you aren't, but I just taught you how to think critically. I taught you how to craft an argument, and I taught you how to articulate your thoughts so that when you do become a professional gamer, you can convince a sponsor that they should actually hire you, right? And as an institution, Greenville Federal Credit Union is so proud to support the GATE program and also Greenville County School District. Many of you may know, but we were actually started by Greenville County School District employees in the 60s. And for the first 30 years we were in business, you could only become a member if you worked at Greenville County Schools. Since the early 2000s, we have had a community charter, so anybody who lives, works, worships, or attends school in Greenville County is eligible to become a member. but the school district and teachers are still our heart and our passion and our most important people. But we do really love to support the school district in any way we can, whether it's through district level initiatives like the GATE program or school specific initiatives, whether there's like a family night and you guys are building your community and we can help sponsor the food. We also do teacher grant programs, so I encourage all of you guys to apply for our teacher grants. We just opened the application this week. They're $500 micro grants. We give out 20 of them. So it's super easy to get that application. It's on our website. I'll also send it to the district and they'll help push it out. And then we also give out scholarships to high school seniors. So we gave out $10,000 just recently, and the students had to be graduating from a Greenville County School District high school. So I have a microphone in front of me, and I do work in business development, so I cannot miss the opportunity to invite all of you to become members because we would love to serve you. I mean, we've been serving this community for 55 years to offer reasonably priced financial services so that our members can prosper. And if anybody in here does not know the difference between a bank and a credit union, find me afterwards. It is my passion to talk about the credit union Kool-Aid. But really, we have this amazing history of social responsibility. And truly, we can serve you better than a traditional bank. So I love to talk about that. I think Dr. Royster and I were having a bit of a like cosmic brain connection as preparing for tonight because I wanted to close my remarks with a quote that I found was very fitting for this evening. And that is, "A teacher affects eternity. He can never tell where his influence stops." And I am 45 years old, and I could name for you right now an elementary school teacher, a middle school teacher, a high school teacher, and college professor who made a profound impact on me becoming the person that I am. And none of those stories are related to the academic skills that they taught me. It was related to them building my confidence, helping me be resilient, learning how to problem solve. And I think that it's amazing that you guys have embarked upon this career. And I'm really proud of all of you. So congratulations. Thank you for letting me join you. And we wanted to invite everybody to get some more refreshments. There's delicious food from fan service. Like, this is way better than back in the old school cafeteria food days, right? They're rocking it. But thank you guys for letting us join tonight, and congratulations to all of you. Yeah, thank you.